Boop, boop. What's up, traders? Welcome back to another live stream, bro. We're break even on our motherfucking swing trade that we took on Wednesday, May the 14th. It's currently Friday, May the 16th. So if we're looking for sells, I gotta close this buy because then it's gonna be hedging. That's breaking rules. But let's pull up the charts, bro. Your boy Hotshot's kind of early today. It's interesting, huh? What? He's early? That's crazy. Who would have thought? No way. No way, cuz. No way. All right. Right? So, this is what sucks, bro. Okay. So, we took 2 losses yesterday, bro. We're still in this big ass swing trade, right? It's still running. But yesterday, we took this 1% loss, right? And then we looked for re-entry opportunity stops below this low because we had what's the word for it, restructured our fib, and we got tagged out just right before it freaking flew up, bro. Oh, that was a 1 to 3, a 1 to 3 R plus. That's pain, bro. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So this morning, let's see what we're gonna be looking for. Let me bring down my, it's just not plugged in. All right, let me go ahead. What I want to do is I want to delete all these drawings. This one right here, we'll just reapply it if we need to, but I deleted all of the drawings. We're going to start top-down analysis. We're going to just see what price is doing, right? So basically, price wicked into this internal range liquidity on the weekly. So possible to fly for external range liquidity. These highs, right? This might be the next draw on liquidity. If we go to the daily time frame, what is daily doing? Daily came in, respected this fair value gap right here within that weekly, and now it's starting to, create up close candles and starting to like kind of go higher, if that makes sense. Then we drop to the 4 hour, and right here on the 4 hour, we have like this market structure change. If you draw a fib from this long-term low right here up to this high, you can see it came into a discount price, right? And within discount price, it tapped into this fair value gap, it tapped into this IFVG, and it's starting to move away, right? But we have to see because it's having this little retracement kind of thing going on right now. What's good, Bronzy? How you doing, man? How you doing, big dog? So right here, bro, if we look at 1 hour, what's 1 hour doing, right? So 1 hour looks like it's currently retracing down. If you look at like what it's respecting previously, it's closing below, down close candles, creating displacement, fair value gaps, respecting those. And so because of that, let's see on the 4 hour, it's tapping into this order block right here, right? So 1 hour candle open there. See what the 15 minutes. 15-minute is also kind of bearish right now. Now, what I want to see is I kind of want to see the 1 hour candle, like we'll see what this candle wants to do, right? This is the 1 hour candle right here. We'll just draw a big ass line from like here all the way to 10. This is going to be like the 1 hour candle's range area, right? From 9 to 10. So I want price to show me its hands first. So now that this is the open, 9 a.m. 1 hour open, I want it to show me its hand after the manipulation, right? Meaning, like right now, it could be showing me its hand, right? It could be manipulating, making a Judas swing down, and then it could fly. This would kind of be a risky entry opportunity, in my opinion. I mean, it had displacement, it had everything. If I go from this low to this high, right? Because what I want to take advantage of is the 15-minute power of three. But I need the 1 hour power of three to manipulate first, then begin the distribution. Once it's beginning its distribution, that's whenever I could take advantage of a 15-minute power of three for a 1 minute scalp. Right now, I anticipate this is going to go bullish. I would want it to break above these highs right here. Start showing me its hand. I would anticipate that this is the manipulation. Okay. And then we want to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. For the next candle, we can take advantage of the scalp. So I think I am going to look for buys in this trading session right here. Bro, I wanted to send sales opportunity in the group, but media's restriction have been on themselves for London from the London session. Crazy sales, dog. It's restricted. Are you talking about in the Telegram group? It's restricted, bro. Crazy sales. They've been crazy, bro. They really have. They've been nasty. Bro, AUDJPY melted so nasty yesterday too. I was looking at it whenever I got home from work, and like right here, it just started fucking dying. I was like, holy shit, bro. Oh no, it was right here. I was like, holy shit, bro. And then it had the correction. So AUDJPY, I was looking at for like Asian London. I didn't trade it, I just look at it. But I was like, holy shit, bro. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? It's crazy shit, bro. Relative equal highs right here. Well, this one's just a tad bit higher. User one can share setup. Let me look at it, dog. Hold up. Let me see. It looks like the permissions were fucked up. I had messed with permissions recently, but I don't remember messing with the messages. I might have turned them off. See if it works now. You don't have to actually send anything, but see if it allows you to like go in and try. All right, so it looks like it's showing its hand, right? This is what we want to see. Okay. So, because of this motherfucking shit, right? This is what I want to do. I want this 15-minute candle to close. And once it closes, I want to look for opportunity on the next 15-minute candle, and I want to look for a power of 3, like an open, low, high close. And I want to frame on the 1 minute an optimal trade entry, and that's going to be our scalp for the morning. And since we're looking for buys, thankfully, we don't have to close our swing trade that we've been sitting in since fucking Wednesday, bro. This motherfucker, we're about to hold it over the weekend, bruh. SMH. When your boy turns from a scalper to a swing trader, what the fuck? But I still think this trade right here, like I've told y'all, once I set a position, I won't close it. The only way I would close it is if I'm looking for a sell scalp. In that case, it would be hedging and it would be illegal and I wouldn't be able to do it. So I would have to close this trade before I take a sell. The unfortunates. But it's high. It's high, cuz. It's high. It's working now. Dope. Dope. Cool. That's my bad. You just became a swing trader all of a fucking sudden, bro. Apparently, shit. I think this shit's gonna fly, bro. Like, honestly, long term, shit. We might even hold that trade for a fucking 1 to 4 hour or something, bro. That's a nasty buy. We'll just see what happens, dog. Right here, though, this is looking like it's gonna set up for us for a nice little scalp. A little scalpy scalp. We just sit here and we just wait patient. The reason why I'm gonna look for a 15-minute scalp though is because like the 1 hour candle opened and we want it to show us its hand. Like, what are you gonna do? Like for the first 15 minutes, because remember it's accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So if you split that up into three, like the first 20 minutes are gonna be like an accumulation potentially. And then you want to see it manipulate and then begin its distribution. Once it begins its distribution, it's showing you its hand. And that's whenever you want to take advantage of like one of the last 15-minute candles or something like that. Like third, I wouldn't necessarily say the fourth because the fourth one is going to be like dying out kind of. But like you could take advantage of the candles and look for opportunity then. So like this one, this would have been a really good buy too, but it didn't come into like optimal trade entry. Whenever you take entry off of the 50%, it's all right, but like I don't it doesn't give you the best risk to reward ratio. Like right now we'd be up a 1 to 1.1.5 R, but imagine if you move it down to optimal trade entry, we'd be up a 1 to 2.5 plus. You know what I mean? That's why personally I like to look for optimal trade entry 618. And then if you want, you could like dollar cost average, take your first position here, second position here in case it wants to run a little bit deeper. And like, let's say that you take your other position right here. Right now, we'd be up like a 1 to 5 if it came into that, right? Hypothetically, right? But right now, what it did was this 1 hour candle, because it opened right here at 9 a.m. and it opened and manipulated down, tapped into that discount price, manipulation, distribution, right? So now it's distributing. This 15-minute candle is about to close in about 1 minute. And so, because it's such a bullish candle, right, we can anticipate potentially the next candle to be another bullish candle, right, based off of like all the structure and everything else that we're seeing. So, we're just trying to put it all together and anticipate the next candle to be like an open, low, high close or something like that. And again, we're trading the whole 1 hour candle specifically, right? This is what it's kind of like doing at the moment. But we're also within this bearish fair value gap that held price and sent price lower in the past. So it would be awesome to see price close above this shit, right? And then the next 15-minute, look at that. And then the next 15-minute candle, use it as a support where we could kind of use it as like a support on the 1 minute and frame a fib to potentially like re-tap into it for buys and shit. A little break and retest type shit, type shit. All right, so that 15-minute candle closed. I would frame my fib from this low up to this high right here. Boom. And the new 15-minute candle is opening right here. And we would like to see it open, go low, and tap into like optimal trade entry, which there's actually this fair value gap within there. And there's also these order blocks within it as well. Now, if price on this 15-minute candle doesn't come back into it, then we'll just wait for the next 15-minute candle, right? Our swing trade is break even right now. Yee. If it like goes a little bit higher before the retracement, you just drag the point B of your fib a little bit higher. See? Let's see, bro. I'm feeling it this morning, dog. I want it, bro. I want it. I'm feeling it this morning, bro. Your boy Hotshot want it. I want this funding like a motherfucker, bro. Fucking need it, bro. This is our last year being broke, dog. This is it. Your boy Hotshot won't be broke for 2026. No longer broke, bro. We're gonna be forever rich, dog. I want it. I fucking want it, bro. Don't fucking play with me, dog. I want it. The buys are gonna be sexy this morning. Watch. I fucking want it, bro. I really fucking want it. It looks like the first like 5 minutes are like accumulating. The next 5 minutes might manipulate. We'll just have to see. Regardless, though, it's looking like it's closing over that bearish fair value gap that sent price lower before. It's giving a lot of bullish pressure, which is good signs, bro. It's really good signs. I feel it, bro. Your boy Hotshot's feeling it this morning. I just wrote down a little note. So what we're looking for right here is the 1 hour power of three. We want to allow price to manipulate into a 5 minute optimal trade entry, which it actually just, 5 minute OTE or discount. Then begin showing its hand distributing, which we see it has done right here. Then we want to take advantage of a 15-minute candle power of three that manipulates into a 1 minute OTE for an entry during 1 hour distribution. Wow, this is a big, like, imagine if we would have taken that trade earlier off of right here. Boy. You just gotta wait patient, bro. Damn, this motherfucker would have been up if we would have taken it off of just the discount. This motherfucker would have been up nearly a 1 to 3, bro. Nearly 1 to 3, bro. It would have been about to hit a 1 to 3, bro. It's all good. I ain't tripping. We know what we're looking for right now, right? We just have to stay patient. As long as we stay patient, opportunities will come, bro. They will most certainly come. Look at it now with this big ass expansion of this 15-minute candle. Look at this. What was once a bearish fair value gap becomes an inverted fair value gap, an inversion fair value gap, an IFEG. That price can break, retrace, and use as support, which also taps into our discount and optimal trade entry area. It's fucking flying, bro. This fucker's going crazy, bro. So you see this shit? Sheesh, dog. A la vergas. A la fucking vergas, bro. So we're just gonna go with the flow and look at the momentum, dog. This shit's going nuts. No entry, no trade. Exactly, bro. No entry, no trade, no trade, no entry, dog. Don't FOMO into this shit. I know it's flying, bro, but you can't just fucking buy this shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fucking be careful, dog. Gangsters, this is a last 5 minute candle right here. So like ideally, you want this last 5 minute candle to close above this fit right again, right? Ideally, this is what we want to see, right? We look at the 15 minute, look at that big ass candle, right? Closed over that. One thing that's fishy though, right? It's fishy, it's fishy. It's fucking fishy. This is a bearish order block in idea. This is like a bearish order block, right? The price could send lower from here. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very possible. Okay, our retracement is beginning. I'm not going to think about this right here. I'm just going to stick with what's going on here, right? Let's just delete that bucket. We're going to destroy that shit. We're going to fly through it. Watch. Game 7 OKC. Denver about to be mad. I know, bro. I was over here watching that shit on Streamies last night, bro. That shit was nuts, dude. Crazy, bro. It's about to be insane. Telling you, dog. We need, honestly, now thinking about it, we need the Nuggets to make it to the Western Conference Finals so they could play against Minnesota. So that way Ant-Man can, take out the Joker again. And Ant-Man will just be like, this is how Ant-Man is going to write his history, bro. This is how Ant-Man is going to go down as one of the greats of our game, is probably going to become the face of the league. He's going to take out Jokic. He's going to get to the playoffs, and they're going to win the fucking playoffs, bro. Not the playoffs, the fucking finals. They're going to get to the finals, and he's going to win that shit. Watch. Now this motherfucker want to melt, bro. It's in discount right now, but remember we want it to kind of come a little bit deeper into like OTE. But again, I also don't want it to close below that fucking, because now it's looking like it's respecting that order block. You know what I'm saying? Ant-Man taking all them big names. That's how he's got to do it, bro. Ant-Man's got to do it this way, dog. We're going to go below this low just to be a little bit more safer. Because then this 15-minute is creating this right here to tap into for the next candle. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to take that buy right here at the 618, and stops are going to be below right here. It's going to be a 6.6 stop with 1% risk. It's going to be a 1.52 lot size. Do a pending order. It's going to be a buy limit order at this entry price. Confirm. Just like right there. So we just got triggered into our pending order. That's the 15-minute candle closure right there. Barely has an FVG now, but it has one. Let's see what happens, bro. I wanted to take out these highs right here. See if it hits like nearly a 1 and 3. We'll see what happens. Stop loss, copy that. Right, stops are below here. We'll watch it. Let's see, man. We're in a 1% risk right now. We have taken this buy opportunity. What it might do right now is it might like do something like this and then fly or something like that. You know what I'm saying? There's a tiny 15-minute fair value gap. There's a 5-minute order block right here. We're in a 1-minute optimal trade entry. I don't know, bro. I just see a lot of like, ideas for buys. So we're in that motherfucker. Good morning, HC. What up, man? How you doing, brother? Ideally, we should see this shit fly within the next like 25 minutes. Ideally. Hopefully less than that. Yeah, so we got news here in like 20 minutes as well, opening up. So, depending on how this trade is, you know what I mean? You know how I feel about trading before news, but we're trading this 1 hour candle before the news. And so, depending on how this is right before news releases, we'll have to determine the outcome. Right now, we're tapping into that 5-minute bullish order block. And we have possible turtle soup about to happen, and then start flying after that. All right. That's a beautiful 1 minute candle, dog. You can see how much I'm up here at the top, how much I'm down, all of that. I'd appreciate for this 15-minute candle that's currently open to close back over that bearish fair value gap. If it closed back over it and just stood over it, that'd be perfect. I would appreciate that, GBP USD. Right now we're within this like 1 minute fair value gap. Hopefully it's not that strong. Buys are stronger. I'm gonna take a leak really. Kind of cold, bro. It's a little chilly. It's a little chilly up in this bitch. Oh, it's fucking cold. Nice. That's a beautiful candle right there, bro. Price is in that 15-minute bearish fair value gap, bro. Could be acting like a break and retest right now for sells. I don't know though. Hopefully it flies. Hopefully buys are stronger. This is the last candle of the 15-minute. Like I said, it would be nice if it closes above this 15-minute fair value gap that is currently in right now. That'd be real nice, but only time will tell. If it closes above it though, that'd be really awesome because then you could frame a Fibonacci within a Fibonacci with the next 15-minute candle open, and we can go from like this low right here up to the highs, anticipating like a retracement. You know what I mean? Whatever happens. Same time though, it'd kind of be like the same risk and same shit. I don't think it would really be worth even scaling into that unless you had like a tighter stop, bigger risk to reward ratio. Damn, it didn't close above it. All right, new 15-minute candle opened. Let's see what it does. That's a cool little open, I guess, huh? So this is the last 15-minute candle before news releases. So we need to see how this candle goes before we actually like see if we're going to be holding during news or not. bro. Cause you know how I am, bro. I told you guys, if we're like close to our entry, or if we're like near our stop loss, like we're in drawdown, I'm not gonna hold through news, bro. But if we're up like a 1 to 1.5, a 1 to 2 R, we're way up here or something. Fuck it, I'll hold through news. If it comes all the way back down to my entry, so be it. But if it does fly higher, I'll take that risk. I'll take that, potential opportunity. So we'll just have to see how this 15-minute candle goes. But so the 1.52 is our scalp that we took this morning. The 0.3 is our swing that we took on freaking Wednesday, bro. So we're in profit on both of them, but this shit's fucking break even pretty much. We're up like 1 to 0.5 R on our scalp this morning. Let's see, bro. Can we get more higher prices? I would love to see that. That'd be awesome. It looks good, but we can't get excited because it can fuck around and just pull back. These 1 minute candles they fuck with us all the time. Nice. This is a really good 15-minute candle. It's looking like. Yeah, look at that. That's nice, bro. That's really good. You just took out that external range liquidity. Hey, it's lit trade going up. It's going up, man. It's a good trade. It's a good win. It's looking like a win. We don't know yet. We haven't closed it yet, so we'll see what happens. This 15-minute candle doesn't close for another 9 minutes. We're almost to nearly a 1 to 3 R. It's like right there. That's a beautiful expansion, bro. It's really awesome. Now we got news coming up. Some red folder news. Now, if it hits a 1 to 3 before news, I don't think I want to be greedy at all. I think I might just close it. Maybe we'll look for more opportunity after news hits. That might be greed talking again. But like if there's a setup, bro, if there's opportunity and I'm comfortable with the risk that I put down, then it's fine. Because again, like if we hit a 1 to 3 right now where we get a 3% and we get another opportunity that I could potentially hit, we'll see what happens. But like where it sits right now, I'd say I'd be comfortable holding through news just to see if it continues like an expansion higher. I mean, we could potentially see it hit like a 1 to 4 or something. We could use like a static take profit, stop loss, and whatnot. But ideally, we wanted to take out that negative 0.25. We still got about like a little less than 7 minutes before this 15-minute candle closes. And no, I have not moved my stop loss at all, bro. I don't move my stops. I just let the risk run. These days, if Trump says just the word China, the news moves crazy. I know. Oh, that shit's fucked. It's ridiculous, bro. It goes crazy for real, though. That's hilarious. Prices just tapped into these fair value gaps and shit. But again, like news comes out in less than 4 minutes. If it's close to like my entry or some shit, bro, we do have these relative equal lows right here. And another low right closer, which is where our stop loss is. I don't know if I'd be comfortable with holding through it, dog, but we'll see. If it closes above like these highs right here, then fuck it, I'll be down. We'll see what's up, bro. And his releases in 2 minutes, dog. Fuck, do I really want to close this bitch right now? It's just like accumulating right here. My stop loss is not really that far. Fuck. Yeah, but like with slippage, like moving your stops to break even, slippage will still get you sometimes, bro. I'm gonna make the conscious decision. I am going to close half of my position. Close partial. 1.50. Let's close 0.75. All right, so now I only have 0.5% risk on the table. So if it does like reach down, 1% risk is at 12 pips, like right down here. So, and if it does expand up, this will become like a 1 to 2 right here. So this is the news now. This is news release technically at this time. The 1 hour candle closed pretty bullish though too. I think we're gonna see some bullishness. I might even apply more risk depending on what happens. If I reframe the fib now from this low right here, well, I'll just stay at that low because if it gets swept out on some bullshit, with some relative equal lows, it'll be right into like our OTE area, like kind of deep within OTE to be honest too. But what we do have is right here is the 10 a.m. 1 hour open, right? And we're back at break even on this trade. So like if it came to our stop loss like right down here, because again I told y'all I could probably sweep out these lows, potentially this low, and then it may go higher. But right now, this is likely the manipulation of the 1 hour candle open, which news manipulates into liquidity before it begins a distribution. So that's what we're kind of technically prepared for right now. So I took out those relative equal lows. That's a turtle soup right there, right? If we actually drag this down right here, let's just say we took opportunity right now. Stops below there, it would be a 10 pip stop. And I'm only going to put 0.5% because I already have that 0.5% risk on the table right now too, right? So you get 0.50 buy confirm. And this is going kind of risky, you know what I mean? I'm just kind of trading what I see, and it is a risky trade, bro, but at the same time, this is kind of how I read price. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll learn from it. But I allow myself a 2% risk loss per day. If we did lose both of these trades, it'd be a 1.5% loss. You know what I mean? So at the same time, we are managing our risk. We're being conservative with the approach, even though it is pretty risky, in my opinion. It's aggressive too. But right now, I consider this a turtle soup. It's tapped into an optimal trade entry, and this is going to be like the 1 hour open manipulation low for potential distribution higher. Whenever it starts distributing higher too, you know, we can start looking for potential 15-minute power of threes, open low high closes after the 1 hour begins to show us its hand, you know what I mean, during the distribution phase after this. So let's just see what happens, bro. But no panic, no emotion. We're just being professional financial market analysts, you know what I'm saying? Private equity managers. That's just funny to me. It's kind of nice that stops are below this low too, because it could sweep out this low as well. This low too. Give an extra turtle soup just before continuing higher or something like that. But if it does take out this low, then I do see this as still bearish because this to me is the long-term low of like the 15-minute or like the 5-minute market maker models and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll just see what happens, bro. Bro, are you in? Yeah, dog. I'm in that bitch. So far, we're up for how much are we? Did we close? We closed a little over 0.5% so far, but we're in both of these positions. If when it hits both of these, it would be a 3% gain, a 3.25% gain. So we'll close nearly 4% gain for the day. And again, whenever like it starts showing us its hand, the 15-minute candles could potentially provide 15-minute power of 3 opportunities too. So let's just see what happens, fellers, ladies, and gents. It just reacted off of this bearish fair value gap right here. I would love to see a candle close above it. That'd make my PP hard. We'll just see though. Right now we're below the 10 a.m. 1 hour open. And this is ideally the perfect place we want to be at. So like whenever I'm like just staring at the charts and I'm really quiet, just looking, right? I'm just kind of thinking in my head like the many possibilities of what could happen right now. And that allows me personally to kind of become unemotional in a way, because the only way that I get emotional is if I have too much risk on. Like technically, right? Technically, I have 2, 3, I have like 3.5% risk on the table technically, because I'm still in that swing trade that we don't plan on closing, right? So like I just right now with these trades though, I'm only in 1.5% and I allow myself a 2% risk loss per day. You know what I mean? So like if I lost these, I would just walk away. It is what it is. And I wouldn't be hurt over it, bro. So like that allows me to become a little emotionless, but like also I kind of identify what's going on, what price is reacting off of, whether it's a bullish or a bearish PDA. And that allows me to kind of know like, well, this could happen or this could happen. And if this happens, what could happen next? And that kind of allows me to anticipate what price may do. Of course, I've been wrong a lot of the time. You guys have seen that through these live streams, and that's okay. But by doing this, I truly believe it's practicing. It's kind of like riding a bike right now. Like I'm just kind of like every time I fall down, aka lose a trade, every time I fall, I'm just getting back on my bike and I'm kind of like going back at it until like it becomes muscle memory and becomes like, how can I put it? Literally that it becomes a little less scaring, if that makes sense, a little easier to handle. So again, like I said, there's this low right here, and there's also this low right here that I can manipulate below. Let's see. It'll take out that one. They're relative equal lows right now, so I could sweep it. Just have to wait and see. But see, with this big ass green candle, see, don't get excited over that kind of shit, bro, because I mean, look at this shit. It just kind of melts right down right after. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. You can't get excited or you can't get happy about these little jumps in like profit or like these little melts into drawdown. Don't allow yourself to like freak out. Don't trip. See this big ass green candle right now? Don't get excited. What's there to be happy about? We're still in these trades. You know what I mean? There's no reason to be happy or like proud or anything while we're still in these positions, right? While we're in these positions, remaining motionless. Price is either going to hit our take profit or our stop loss. It hits our stop loss, we reevaluate, we try to understand where we went wrong, learn from our mistakes. It hits take profit, pat yourself on the back, don't get too happy, the job's not finished. At the end of the day, it's just one step closer to our goals, right? And that's what I learned from last week. Last week I got really excited because at the end of the week, we ended the week last week with the 6% gain on the account. I got super happy because I felt like I was getting a good understanding of what price was doing. And this week, the market's humbled me. You know what I mean? It's all fun and games till you get humbled, bro. Like it's just this is just the reality of trading, dog. Like your psychology is probably it probably is the hardest thing to master in this shit. Like all this analysis and trying to understand what price is doing, that's probably like 1/4 of it. Then the other 3/4 is mastering your psychology and not allowing yourself to fucking close your trades whenever it gets close to your stop loss. Or like whenever it was up here, for example, right? I could have closed this trade way up here and it would have been a 1 to 2R, but my targets were at that 0.525. You know what I mean? You kind of want to just stick to your model, stick to your approach, and don't allow your emotions to counter, you know, fuck with that. So look, it engineered these relative equal lows. There's also this low, like literally right below it. And what's possible is we could possibly see it take that out and then go up. You know what I mean? Like again, these are just the many possibilities, and this is just kind of what we look for and anticipate. If it works out, it works out. If it don't, it don't. But if it works out, then we're live tape reading and it's just building our intuition, the muscle memory, and it's just teaching us how to read price a lot better. It's how we read order flow and all that. That was kind of a big yapping session right there, I know, but yapping to y'all about the psychology and preaching it, it also helps. So like if y'all trade and y'all don't live stream your trading, I'd say give it a shot. You know what I mean? And just talk to the camera. Just talk about your emotions. And whenever you realize like a certain emotion, just like correct it. Like how I talk, and I'm like, I don't want to be greedy. I think I want to close this around this area. I don't want to be greedy. Then in my mind, I'm like, then don't be greedy, dog. And then I'll correct that. You know what I mean? Or like how in my mind, I'm like, right before news release, in my mind, I'm like, if the news releases, do I really want to leave a full 1% risk on the table? Because if it does, you know, for whatever reason, do this, I'd probably be much more comfortable with 0.5% risk. Like, would that work out in my favor? And that's what I'm thinking in my mind, right? And then I'll come to the conclusion, yeah, you know what, that would probably work out better. And that's what I did. I acted upon that thought. And based on that thought and that action, depending on the outcome, that will determine if that's something I want to do going forward or if that's something I don't want to do going forward. Will that be a mistake or will that be good? Same as entering the second position. I was like, well, this, and that, these are like relative equal lows. It could sweep it out. Now it's engineering this. This is a new 1 hour candle open. It can manipulate lower. It can take out all this liquidity right before distributing, and we can prepare for that, enter this second position. And like, I'm thinking all of that in my mind. And then whenever I act upon it, the outcome is going to determine whether that's a good action or a bad one. And if it's a bad one, if it's a mistake, then going forward, we're going to like stay away from that. You know what I mean? We won't do that again. Okay. That's how we get better at our trading, bro. All right, it just swept out those lows, turtle soup. There's another one right here at the 0.79, right? You can sweep out that one right there. Boom, just swept it out. Okay. Now, this is where we want to potentially see the expansion. If it does come to our stop losses right here, we'll get out of the positions and it's going to take out that long-term low, intermediate term low. And in my mind, price is going bearish from that point. Okay. And that's going to be it. It'd be nice to see like a 1 minute candle close above these two down close candles right here. If it were to close above these two down close candles right here, that might be a really good sign. Right now, it's like kind of tapped into like the up close candles, which is like a bearish order block. So it could sell off, but we want it to close above. That'd be fantastico. Here comes a new 5 minute candle open right here. Nice. Close above those down close candles that I was mentioning. Nice. This is a good 15-minute candle. I like to look at this one right here. Whenever I have a bunch of drawings on the other one, I have to just to kind of see. This 1 hour candle, we would like to see it come above the highs, right? That'd be awesome, ideally. Ideally, bro. You know what I'm saying? But see, this 15-minute candle could be like a CRT candle, and then we could look for scaling opportunity on the power of three the next 15 minute. If it gives us a better risk to reward ratio with the tight stop or something like that, but who knows still, who knows? That's a nice expansion. The 1 hour high for this one is up 0. This fair value gap is bearish. That internal range liquidity on the 1 hour that we could target. Little prop firm update. So it shows that we still need about like 6.5% left to pass our challenge. So we'll see how these trades go, bro. Again, we don't get excited. Yeah, we're in a little bit of profit, but don't get hyped or anything. Until we close out these trades, there's nothing to be happy about. Look, it is coming straight to fucking right back to our entry, putting the other one in drawdown. You know what I mean? But what's a good sign, right? It closed above these down close candles. It's creating displacement, also creating bullish fair value gaps. Now, if it respects this and continues higher, that's good signs. That's really good signs. Some traders, like profitable traders, so like what I'm about to say, don't take my advice. Take it at your own risk. Like what a lot of profitable traders say is whenever you enter a trade like this, why stare at the trade, which may allow you to make an emotional decision? Just set your stop loss, set your take profits, and close your charts and walk away, right? I like to argue that sitting in front of your charts and watching price play out in like live tape reading, it not only builds your mental like psychology and like your emotions, and not only builds that, It also helps you understand yourself and whenever you start feeling certain emotions, because realistically the only way to get good at emotional control is to put yourself in the situations where you feel those emotions. So whenever you put yourself in a situation where you feel that emotion, you have to identify the emotion and realize what is the correct way to handle it. And that's how you handle your psychology and your emotion. You just continue to go back at it and you continue to build it that way. And by doing that, not only are you building your psychology and your emotions, you're also live tape reading. You're learning how to ride a bike. You know what I mean? You're just building your mind muscle memory right here, just identifying how price moves, order flow, and things like that. And you're able to start identifying how price moves a lot quicker and easier. Whenever you're just staring at the price for like charts for long periods of time, especially during hours like this, New York session or London session, whichever time you're able to trade in, like it helps you understand a little bit better. Personally, that's what I'd like to argue, right? And some people would be like, no, because then you'll start overanalyzing. Then don't overanalyze it. Realize where you're overanalyzing. That's where you get better. Realize where you're overanalyzing, identify that, correct that. Okay. Look at, see, we could have got all hyped. Damn, it's going back into our blah, 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 blah. But what it's also doing, right? We could apply a fib within this fib right here. Boom, boom, and you can see that it's tapping into potentially like these two down close candles now, using them as potentially a bullish order block, right? We don't know, but this is the many probabilities of what price can do. And if it does work, this is just how we get better. Facts, bro. I reckon you should move your stop loss below the recent order block. If that gets swept, it's likely coming for your stop loss. And this is where I would argue no, bro. Like, whenever you place your risk in your stop, I don't move my stops because if for whatever reason it like wicks this out, turtle soup, and then flies, I'd be kicking myself in the ass. I'm okay with the risk, you know what I mean? If it does take out my stop loss, it takes out the stop loss, and I'm cool with that. But like where I place my stops and where like I place everything else, I will not allow myself to move it because I believe that's an emotional decision, bro. Like where you place your stops, that's where you held. Like, if it violates this area, then I'm bearish, right? That's how I see it. That's wild. I never thought of it like that. To get over the anxiousness of being in the trades back then, I just changed the candlesticks to all black, and that helped me throughout the years. See, that's another way it could potentially help you too. You know what I mean? Bro, G was bearish. Look how it respected the 15-minute FEG. I know it respected this 15-minute one up here for sure. I know, but like my idea is based off of the 1 hour, right? I'm anticipating a 1 hour open, low, high close. So this is like the 1 hour manipulation, and the manipulation came in with the news whenever it manipulated all of those lows from the previous 1 hour candle. That's my idea behind it too. I'm prioritizing mainly like the 1 hour open. That's kind of why you see this 10 a.m. open. The previous 1 hour candle closed bullish up here, right? Because the open of the 1 hour was like way down here. So like I anticipated this is the manipulation, the news injection. It took out all of this liquidity, turtle soups, right? And this is the long-term low. So if it does violate that low, then yes, I'd agree that GU is bearish at that point. But as of right now, I'm holding to the 1 hour power of three theory. And from there, whenever it begins a distribution, that's whenever we'll potentially like think of like 15-minute power of three theories too. But until then, right now it has these lows that it's sweeping right here. And again, relatable clips, you're right. It could potentially come from my stop loss now. And like I told y'all, I'm okay with that because I'm okay with the risk that I applied. But that's how you'll identify where did you go wrong, what happened, things like that. Because like it could just turtle soup right now and it could continue higher. And I'd be kicking myself in the ass for freaking moving my stops right there. You know what I mean? So uh-oh. Uh-oh, bro. Yep. And that is our closes right there. So we're gonna close that one. We're gonna close the 0.5. Yep. So there goes our scout positions. We lost today. We closed out, let's see, -3% in the last 24 hours. Let's go to the last 7 days. We lost our 6% that we won last week. You know what I mean? So we're like pretty much break even on our account again. It sucks. I don't like losing, but what I do appreciate is how I'm bettering my emotions and my psychology. Okay. Like I do appreciate that. Now, I'm gonna bring up this one real quick. Let's just re-identify because you're right. I definitely agree now that like it's heading down that this is likely bearish, you know what I mean? Once it violated that long-term low. My idea of it, right, was because of this, okay? As I break it all down, this was my idea, and we'll identify where did we go wrong, where did we make our mistake. So, like, of course, weekly has this fair value gap that we tapped into, and prices, you know, looking to go bullish, right? You kind of go to the daily, and you got this fair value gap that price has wicked into and is starting to move higher above, right? Whenever you go to the 4 hour, you have this like change in market structure and all of that. And whenever you draw your fib from this low up to this high, it hasn't necessarily came into, discount or anything like that. But whenever I go into the 1 hour, right, this is what I was looking at. I seen that price was tapped into this order block area right here, right? And even if you wanted to like readjust it to this one too, this was what I was looking at. Whenever we had this 9 a.m. candle close hella bullish like this, and it was nearly taking out these highs right here, it was closing into this 1 hour bearish FVG, and that's something that I should have looked out for. But damn, that fucker is melting now. You know what I mean? So this 1 hour FEG, we look at the 4 hour too, because this is like a 4 hour candle that's fucking melting right now. Manipulated higher. It was technically bearish. It was moving away from this bearish order block. So overall, you don't correlate with DXY and bonds. EUG are bearish. No, Danny, I try to like so whenever I tried using correlation between like DXY and EU, I mean you can kind of see that they're both on my things over here, but like whenever I try to correlate, I overcomplicate. I like to try to keep my trading as simple as possible. I believe that simplicity is key, and I think long term, as long as I could keep it simple and like I could learn from my mistakes and get better at it, stick to like smart risk structure and stuff, then I won't have to like whenever I start overcomplicating by looking for correlations, SMTs, I believe those are more so like confirmations, and I get enough confirmation, in my opinion, from my PDAs and like my market maker models and my power of threes, right? The reason why I focus strictly on GBP USD is because GBP I believe, and this is also opinionated, I believe that GBP is the primary currency that moves with the London session, and then Euro is secondary to that. USD is, of course, the dollar, New York session, right? And London runs into New York session right at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's kind of the time that we trade. And so that's my theory. That's why I focus solely on GBP USD and don't worry about like correlation, SMT, and things like that. But I was wrong. I'm not gonna, you know, of course I was wrong. That's how I have to admit my mistake. It is definitely bearish. Now I was sticking to more so like the 1 hour making movements away from like these PDAs and potentially going straight for like because this I consider this an intermediate term low right here because it has that 3 candle wick swing low to the left, and then it has a 3 candle wick swing low to the right. And so being a intermediate term low, if price is truly bullish, it shouldn't violate that, right? And so whenever we draw like a 1 hour fib from that low to that expansion high, we were also within this 1 hour optimal trade entry to me. And so after like with that 9 a.m. having that expansion, with this candle, with the news injection too, I was anticipating a bearish candle to open low, manipulate, and then expand potentially higher. So that was my whole idea behind it. But mainly what I'm starting to like anticipate and like realize is like paying attention to current order flow and the current PDAs that are being respected versus like these ones over here. See how I was looking at this bullish order block right here to hold and whatnot. Like I would more so rather see like price close above this down close candle and then use it as like a CISD candle and whatnot. You can see it's like reacting off of current like PDAs instead of like other ones. Same with like the 4 hour. If we look at the 4 hours, same thing here, right? If I deleted everything, 4 hour had this CISD right here, right? Because it closed below it with this red candle. And once it closed below it, then it tapped into it. And I think those are the PDAs I need to start focusing on more or so instead of like what happened over here and like the past and things like that. Let me take my charger from my camera here and plug in the laptop. But Because like right here too, like with the daily as well, like what is it more so reacting off of, right? It closed, not a huge close, but it closed above this down close candle, and now it's more so using it as like an order block instead of paying attention to like what was way over here and there's this fair value gap way over here. You know what I mean? Like I think I want to start paying attention more so to closer order flow, to like what's actually happening with current price action right here, because that's what's wrecking me, bro. Is like I'm paying attention to like what happened more so in the past and not what's happening here. Because if it would have closed above this candle, then I could have used this candle as like a break and retest. If it would have also closed above like this bearish, you know what I mean, PDA, but instead of use this one. Same with the 15-minute, like how you guys said, like, bro, it's reacting off of that bearish order block. See how it had that 15-minute? It didn't close above this candle right here to like become a bullish order block. Instead, it closed below this candle right here, creating a bearish order block, and this one wicked into it, and that's the sell off, right? That's where I believe I am going wrong. I believe that's where my mistake is. And I think this is how I'm going to be able to learn from my mistakes. Going into next week, I'm also going to review this video because I think this video was awesome psychology, in my opinion. Of course, y'all may disagree, but I think my emotions and my psychology are just getting better and better and better. I think my risk management, I would have to reevaluate my risk management. I think it's decent, but like at the same time, losing 2% today after this week of like tolerating that kind of shit, 2% per day is kind of a lot. I think after losing 1%, maybe the second trade that I allow myself, I might cut the risk and go in with 0.5% instead of a full percent. But then again, I like sticking to a 1% throughout the entire challenge. Maybe that's something we'll do whenever we are funded and then whenever we do have the account. But those are some things to think about as well. And as far as like swing trading, bro, I've been in this swing trade. Ugh, I, I can't stand it, bro. Like this swing trade is driving me crazy. I honestly don't really like swing trading. That's a personal reflection. And I don't think I want to swing trade going forward, but these are, my reflections. These are me understanding my wrongs and my mistakes. And I believe that this makes me a better trader, you know what I mean? And then like performing in front of a live audience, it puts pressure on me to do good. And this pushes me to do better. So coming back next week, realizing our mistakes, we're going to alleviate those mistakes and get better. I promise you that. So going forward, you guys, we will see what happens. But in regards to this and this swing trade, who knows what happens, bro? But I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to close my charts because that's my losses for the day. I'm going to review this video and see if there's anywhere else I can, make up and like correct and fix. But I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We're going to live stream again Monday next week. And so we'll see you guys for that. Thank you guys so much for kicking it. Time Pass, Relatable Clips, Silent, Danny, Bronzy, HC, all the homies. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys have won today. I hope you guys win a lot more and you guys stay safe and